Street lights and people. Alright, here we go. Break on course. Gotta rearrange myself. Hopefully Hobbs is happy doing the sleepy sleeps here. Make sure to stop my own playback. There we go. Alright, make sure everything is set up here. A new day. It is a little cloudy today. No chance for rain, because, you know, that's just how that works. We'll see how... It's kind of weird, because I think it's by Tuesday? Monday? There is, like, a genuine 10% chance it'll rain. My guess is it won't ever happen. Just... Magic coat? Good. Excellent. Can you stand up to the heat? I don't think so. So we're in the nice part of the game where we need to go and find switches and trash cans. It's a beautiful day. Could take a while too. Raikou, interesting, another legendary. Right off the bat, huh? Works well too because it is an electric type. Like, I'll give it that much. I'm gonna use Magnitude, however. See how well... Oh, good. Alright. Magnitude 5. It's barely anything. Look at that tiny tank. You need more attack power. Excuse me. Magnitude 7, much better. I was hoping for like a 2000 magnitude, but you know. Magnitude 9, that's far better. Far better than what you've been delivering. And the Zap Cannon, yes. Alright, I'll have to take it and leave with it. A good no hits on the Thunder. Magnitude 7! Alright. One more magnitude will do the trick. I would definitely prefer Earthquake, I think. It's at least more consistent damage-wise. But Magnitude's pretty cool to have, at least. Not gonna lie. There we go. Tank is now leveled up. Knows 1 to attack and defense, it looked like. That was... not expecting that today. Alright. 1 battle down. Switch everyone here. At least everyone is at a good level currently. Alright. And then mosey on over to this gentleman here. Yes, yes, yes. It's a hard taskmaster. More like a slave driver, am I right? Alright, and Lugia, alright. This day gets better and better. Everyone just wants to hold on to all these legendaries here. Righto. I'm gonna try Meteor Mash. I don't think it's gonna be that good. Not especially when you raise your defense. Alright. Okay, surprisingly, did it a good amount of damage, but the defense being raised, not healthy for me. Not healthy at all. So we'll just keep on going there. Alright. Hobbs wanted some pay attention to me time. Just wants an adoration. It's not much to ask for. Just whenever I want to get busy and do some streaming, he wants the attention. But I gave him some attention, he got a little sleepy. So I'm hoping that he behaves himself. I gave him some food as well, so he's happy about that. Now, Mr. Lawrence, indeed. Alright. Now that that's been settled, time for the Witch King to make his entrance here. Nope. Don't care about that channel going live right now. Not necessary. That's why I joined this gym. I don't know. Call me crazy, but don't know if you would want to. Too many electric Pokemon for my taste. Yeah, just go with the purging. And just like that. The Witch King proving himself to be useful. Regirock, okay. That could be interesting. I'm gonna try the Luster Purge. Oh good, he's got Rollout. Okay, he's actually not as strong initially, but he's definitely gonna get stronger. So we just need to not miss. There we go. Another legendary under our belts. Fried, more like fired, am I right? Alright, let's go heal, because we need to. Like, that's necessary. Glail used cut! Okay, hopefully, I'm watching the restream as well. Okay, so that should be up and running. I should be inside the tunnel here, doing the walkie walks here. One could hope so. Balancing act here of everything I've got going here. Just, I mean, it looks good on my ends again. Thank goodness it doesn't notify me when my OBS crashes, because you know, not at least in the way that I would see the pop-up happen. Luckily, this happened early on. I don't even know at what point it crashed. It just crashed at some point. But the problem is that it was just the video that crashed, not the thing. The question is it fine on your end? You might have to refresh. Is the low resolution on your end kind of deal? Because it's telling me on my end that it's outputting at its usual mode. I could double check, but it's telling me that it's outputting the where it needs to be. Like, I don't know if your resolution's dropped. Yep, I'm still at my 1920 by 1080. Yeah, it could be just essentially just lag. Cause like I'm seeing it like on cause my playback plays at 240p, but that's pretty normal for me when it's when I'm streaming and trying to view what's happening at the same time. But I think it seems to be behaving at the very least. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. Good thing that was caught on earlier, because I would have kept going. Because it doesn't just immediately send me a pop-up on my big screen to tell me that something's gone wrong. I have to actually navigate to my little thing and look for a pop-up. I'm just like, couldn't you just put it on top of all my windows? I would prefer that. Yeah, but apparently, so it looked like it was just something went wrong with the video of recording video, not necessarily my microphone end. Good to know. Yeah. No, but I wouldn't have seen that earlier, so thanks for that. I would have kept on going for a good hour without knowing stuff had gone wrong, so that's good. That's rare that happens too, that OBS crashes. But something terribly went wrong. And the thing too is that it only, if that particular problem happens, it only happens specifically once I'm up and running with recordings, not like before or after usually. And it took a little bit. I gotta turn off the heat pad. There we go. The thing too is like, it doesn't like close automatically, it just tells me an error's occurred and keeps running OBS. And then what it does again is that it keeps running OBS in the background, so I can't even load it back up, so I have to do some fine trickery to tell it to stop running it because it's not working. Might have to go see what I can do about a new OBS update. Ugh. I was so close to handling Magneton by myself. I was that close. Alright. Just use a simple air cutter, it's gonna be good enough. So, to catch up. We defeated, so far this session, we defeated Lieutenant Surge, found the switches. Actually didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, so that's the good news there. And now we're just gonna work our way over towards the cave. The cave where we need Flash. Alright. Gonna use Air Cutter because that was the last successful move I used. Aerodactyl's a problem. Good thing we're missing constantly though, because, you know, that would work out well. I blame you, Hobbs, because Hobbs has been especially cooperative today. And now he is sleeping on the bed, because he's a good boy. So of course, when it's not Hobbs that's causing problems, it's my own computer. Why is everybody choosing to miss today? Good. Just the internet somewhere being slow. That happens. That happens. This is not a fight that's going well, honestly. Like, not as well as I would like it to. I'm gonna try overheat somewhere. Somehow I'm gonna get this to work. At least my end of the internet is at least behaving. Like, that's one thing I've got going for me. Mirror move. Yeah, I didn't use a move on you, sir. Tiny Tank will do it indeed. This is what she does best. Alright. I got a Snubble now to deal with. Now that we've exhausted 2 Pokemon, fainted 2 Pokemon, everything's fine. Yes, lower my attack. See if that gets you anywhere. I shall use the overheat. At least it hits. Alright. Moltres will get a level up. Or Moltres won't. I didn't deceive you. You started this battle. Started this whole problem. Alright. Go heal back up. Alright. In the last video I had to go and get Flash, which normally isn't a problem. Yeah, Moltres is pretty darn close. But normally, I just go grab Flash and get back out. Normally I have 10 Pokemon. Not only during this randomizer did I just not even have 10 Pokemon, it wanted 10 Pokemon from the Kanto region, the region I'm in, so all of the Gen 1 Pokemon. So I had to go on a bit of hunt, look through the Pokedex at Pokemon I had seen, and go hunt them down. Luckily, at that stage of the game when you're trying to get Flash, you've got a bunch of other things. Oh, we could teach Quick Attack to somebody. That's cute. But we had to go hunt down some Pokemon. We really didn't capture a Sandslash, but we found a Tangela, a Gyarados, a Primeape, what else was there? I think it was a Pidgey or Pidgeotto, I think, as well. Like, we had a bit of a fun trying to go look around for just Gen 1 Pokemon so we could grab Flash. Technically, I could navigate through the Dark Tunnel without the need of Flash, but I don't have it memorized. Like, I could get there eventually. I'd be like, alright, I know I'm here at this point. Alright. But it's not something I want to do. At least with Dig, I knew I could always get back out. That would be truly scary, trying to get out of the Dark Tunnel without Flash and without Dig. I can't even imagine. Just it plays such a big part in keeping me alive. Officer! Well met, sir. Good day. Adios. Let's see. stuff that's happening here. It's actually quite cloudy today. No chance for rain, though. Stuck and alone in the dark. But yeah, no, for some reason it's cloudy. It's not going to rain. Our chances for rain will happen in a couple of days, and it's like 10% chance. Weirdly, we actually don't want it to rain right now because of the whole fire on the mountains thing. The biggest concern next is going to be flooding and all the debris that's going to wash down off of the mountains. And so we don't want it to rain quite yet until some of the debris has, yeah, the mudslides, everything. Like we don't want it to happen. We want it to happen later than sooner. Give a chance to try to clean up the mountains if we can. But yep, good. You had a sunny day. You've had some rainy days, so that works out well. I would have preferred to stay indoors, but I mean, to each their own. Yes, fell for the taunt. Oh, wow, alright. Looks like Quagsire needs to go. Yeah, it's pretty close. It could happen pretty shortly here. Medite, yes. Yeah, it's gonna happen. The scary part too is usually like the monsoon season. It either happens during the night or it happens during the exact like middle of the day. So it's typically like at least during the night, like you can't see the water that's coming to try to kill you, but like usually in the afternoon, like, you know, people are going to try to get home at some point, and the roads are usually quite wet, slick, and destroyed in some cases. But the debris off the mountains is definitely the big worry at the moment. Because let me tell you, the forests up in the mountain regions are pretty much completely destroyed. It's pretty ugly. I saw as well, like, as part of the, as part of like the news and whatnot, the smoke that was coming off the mountains, like, it was coming down into like our valleys and whatnot. I think it was yesterday. I actually, when I did my Pokemon walk for the mornings, I actually wore a mask because it was actually quite thick. Like, I've never worn a mask for Pokemon Go so early in the morning, specifically because nobody else is around. Like, everyone's driving usually, but they're not. It's not like they're driving within 6 feet of me, kind of deal, right? So it's perfectly fine. So yeah, but it was pretty bad. And they were talking about how, oh good, a Golbat. I'll deal with this. But they measured out, like, like the smoke cloud that was coming off the mountains was like miles long. It was insane. It was just continuous, like one continuous Mountain Dew plume. It's quite crazy. Worse than COVID. That's so true. So true. At least the good news is about, like, being in, like, this little valley of valleys. It, A, usually doesn't rain in our region specifically, and B, there's a lot, like, because we live naturally close to a wash, a big giant wash at that. It's like, we've got ways to deal with it. You know, I should probably use Dig instead of a Water-type move on a Slowpoke. That's just me, though. That would be... When did I get paralyzed? When did that happen? Alright, I'm gonna use Hidden Power. I didn't even see that. Good thing he's missing with Frenzy Plant, because that could kill Quagsire. Okay, Quagsire. You're on the retreat. You can't do anything here. Can't do anything about it. Oh... Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's just do Mega Punch. That's probably your best move, weirdly enough. Oh no! Oh no! Not the Confusing Fusions. Oh, it hurts so good. Trying to think. Oh, the Square Enix released a new trailer for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition coming on the Switch, and that looks so good. That one is going to be pretty fun. They did talk about, as part of the, like, there's going to be new changes with Crystal Chronicles to make even veterans like us over here, like, play it again, like a new harder difficulty mode. But one of the things they talked about is that Crystal Chronicles is going to have crossplay between the Switch, the PlayStation 4, and smartphones, both iOS and Android. And I'm like, that's pretty much exactly what we need. And one of the things they talked about is they're gonna release a light edition of Crystal Chronicles where it's kind of like a demo. You'll play the first 3 dungeons of the game. And it looks like the light version is specifically for the smartphones. But it looks like one of the things you can do with that is pretty cool on the cross-platform. Pretty excited about that. But one of the cool things, like with the light edition, is if you play with someone who has the paid version of Crystal Chronicles Remastered, you can play with them through the whole game itself without needing to pay yourself. Which I'm like, that's probably going to be the way to go for us, is buy the game once, and we'll see how the online mode works. They haven't released, like, specific details on how it works and whatnot, but it is a thing. And one of the things they haven't talked about is, in essence, an ad hoc mode, a local, like you could just play within the local sense. But it's pretty exciting. It comes out like the end of August. I think they said the 22nd last I checked. Could be the 27th. Alright. Back to the Octozuka. But yeah, we're pretty excited about it. It's been a long time coming here. Because I have said for years they've needed a remastered Crystal Chronicles. Even a port of it would have been fine. And I was like, oh, you know what would have been great? The 3DS would have done well with Crystal Chronicles. But I'm happy with it being on the Switch and the phones. So we'll see how that all pans out. Pretty darn excited. That's really only the new big game I can think of that's got a release date on its way. You probably honestly haven't. It's actually like a really solid game, but the GameCube game, in order to play co-op locally, you needed the cables and Game Boy Advances to hook up to it. So it was very expensive to play if you wanted to play with other people, but it actually was a pretty decent single-player game as well. It was all about having a co-op adventure. But it's pretty solid. Definitely an underrated game. And I think now with with easier access to the internet, with smartphones working well as platforms and controllers as themselves, I think this will spark a new interest. Not to mention the new difficulty. After you beat Crystal Chronicles, normally the game just ends there, and you just kind of replay the game before you beat the game at that point, and you just try to go and collect stuff. But now they've got a whole new difficulty mode once you've beaten the campaign, and it features like harder dungeons, harder bosses with different attributes and whatnot. Like, completely, like, different looking areas and skins for the bosses as well. Which I'm like, that's pretty cool, actually. They've added a lot more variation as well to your character's looks. It used to be, I think it was 8 looks totals for each race. 4 costumes for the females and then 4 costumes for the males. But now it's like over 40 for each race, I think. Like, it's insane. Although I'd be happy if it was just 10 for each race, like, just little things like that. Not to mention there's items you can find which will mimic characters you've met inside the game as well, so that's pretty cool. Just little things to make it more interesting to play through. It's even got one of the weirder things that we'll have to adjust to is it'll have voice acting. That's a completely new thing. That's like, there's no voice acting whatsoever inside the regular game, so the fact that it's actually got it is impressive. It also, the music's also been remastered as part of it, as part of the whole remastered business, but essentially the theme song for Crystal Chronicles is also changed a bit. That's been completely redone from the ground up. Like, they were playing it during the trailer, and I was like, it's a little bit different, actually. Like, some of the words are actually different, not just the tone of it and whatnot. So it'll be cool. We're excited to see how that all turns up. I don't know if I want Rapid Spin, because I think it just gets me out of, like, rap and whatnot. Like, that's its big thing. Don't really need it. Blossom indeed. Alright. Use a wing attack, because that's good enough for me. Good old bullet seed. Other than that, just been doing the same song and dance here. It's a Friday, always a good day. I like it. I do like it, that effect that it is cloudy, because nothing brightens a day than clouds in the way. I believe that's a Gandhi saying right there. Witch King. I wasn't actually paying attention to who was coming out. I just went for the change. Got it. Yes. But yeah, no. Hope your day's gone well so far. Oh, you also know Luster Purge, but oh, okay. That's just rude. Luckily, another one should knock you out, and we'll be on our way. There's that. Ranger Mike. Alright, gotta do some housekeeping here. A little spring cleaning, indeed. Just gotta make sure everybody is settled in properly. And there we go. Make sure we save. Oh, we just hit the 7-hour mark inside this game. That's actually a little bit later than I would like it to, but we had to go searching for Pokemon, so that's part of the problem. Like, it wasn't enough that I had these legendary Pokemons. Nope. A Lapras. Alright. Mano-y-mano. Oh, good, because I'm a Dragon type. So there's a chance that this Lapras knows an Ice move. Also, a chance it knows Superpower, apparently. Like, it's a bit that. But, oh, no, I know. So, yesterday, if I remember correctly, maybe the day before that. Anyway, there's the Superpower. Yesterday I actually found Superpower is just a really strong move normally, but it weakens you every time you use it. Works really well if you actually are a fighting type Pokemon, unlike Lapras, who doesn't actually have that good of like an attack stat. But it's just really strong and just makes you weaker every time you use it. I don't particularly like to use it. But anyway, before I get more distracted, yeah, yesterday, I woke up in the morning as per usual, and I found there was a Bagon at one of the Pokestops nearby. I was like, yes! So I go out there. The thing to know is that the Pokestops are on the opposite side of the road that I live on. Like, because that's helpful for me. Sometimes, a Pokemon can spawn at a Pokestop and it's on way on the other side where I can't reach. And that was the case with that Bagon, the Dragon type that I was looking for. I was like, well, I'm like, this gets awkward. So I had realistically two choices. One was to cross the street like a normal person, or the other choice was to try to jaywalk across the street. I went for the normal walking only because it was weirdly busy in the morning. I wish the trading would work. I wish it did. But anyway. So I went... much safer. So I went... there's two normal ways to cross the street as far as intended ways to get to the other side. There's a crosswalk up north, and then down south there's actually a path that goes underneath the bridge and comes back up the other side. However, those are incredibly slow. So what I did was I went on our side of the bridge. You can walk completely under the bridge. It's over the wash and whatnot. But you have to go through the path that I have to take to get to the other side of the street without using the pedestrian normal ways of doing it. Means I have to climb through 3 different guardrails to do that. Not to mention it involves going up a very steep part of the banks twice. The things we do indeed. Luckily the journey wasn't all in vain because I saw it and I was like, please don't disappear on me. So I went over, finally got to the other side, got my dragon type. So now I'm done with that whole special research tree at the moment. And they've got some new weekly ones, I think, coming for the Pokego Fest celebration. Which I'm like, oh good, I need something else to do. Otherwise, I'm just now looking for the last Rocket Go leader to check off that page and work on the next thing. So I made quite some progress. I'm still mad I had to go specifically find. Still doing raids and leaders. Yeah, the raids I was like 15 raids. I was like, oh boy. Like, I spent, no joke, like I definitely spent a lot of coin, pretty much all of it. And then it's hatch 15 eggs after that, if I remember correctly. Once you do all the raids, and you finish with that page. I'm just like, oh joy. Alright, everybody's settled. Let's go grab this. But yeah, nope, pretty satisfied about the whole thing. And then go here. Go check to see if the new weeklies have arrived. Oh, so other fascinating news that's existed as well. So I have oh, somebody put some Pokemon in my gym. That's interesting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and retreat you. It's not worth it. So I have 2 of my blue accounts have now get the free daily boxes in the store, and it's not my main account, weirdly enough. I'm like, really? But I'm like, I'll take it with them. 2 of my other accounts, my fodder accounts, have the free guaranteed Pokemon encounter. Where it's called a special instance, but what it is it's basically guarantees a Pokemon to spawn at your location, so you can capture it no matter where you're at. That's the mechanic involved there. But it's with my fodder accounts, and again, not with my main account. What's even worse is that it's my 2 weakest fake accounts. I'm like, really? Not even like the red accounts that I used to knock myself out.
No, so the orangey, oh, the orangey one is a temporary boost right now because of the whole COVID-19. But it turns orange when the time limit's been extended. It's just been it's now permanent in the sense that because of the COVID-19 thing, that's its new bonus thing. But that's why it's now orange instead of red. The daily incense as it is, it's basically just it spawns a Pokemon. It has a different it gets like a white ring around it to tell you that's your guaranteed Pokemon drop. That's what that incense is. Like, it's not an actual item you use. It's just a mechanic. You load up the game and you immediately get a Pokemon to try to capture with. That's what that's all about. Who? Yes, you. Alright. Once we get through this cave, we no longer need it. No longer need the flash. Alright, that was actually 2 Pokemon added to the gym. I know him, and I don't know you, I think. Not that I see many people drop a blue Pokemon off in my region. Oh, I meant to check to see if I had the research yet. That's what I've been doing. Good thing it's an Arbok. I know Glalie can handle it. There we go. Yes, I know. You have glare. Everyone's cool. Everyone's doing a dandy. Alright, yes. Okay, there's the bug out event that's just happened. I did remember that. The 5-kilometer eggs also have that. But the bug out... But no research specific for that. Interesting. Let me check. Yep. It's just bug Pokemon. It's a beautiful day. Did you level up or am I... You did. You did. Yep. We're good. We're good. Now come back, boy. Featured Pokemon lured by incense, which is... I don't know. It doesn't tell me what Pokemon spawned during the bug out event. I think I have to go look in the news. A Ditto? A Ditto? What is this nonsense? I know the Pincer Raid event has been cancelled entirely. Not even like delayed, just straight up missing. There's the bug. I want the bug out event. I would like to know what. Maybe it's just bug Pokemon. I wish it would just tell me if it was all bug Pokemon or some Pokemon. 3 weekly challenges. I know it's in July is the Go Fest, the 4th anniversary deal. Oh, there's an item. We'll get that. We'll be coming back. Don't you worry. Oh, good. An Aerodactyl of my own. I did mess around with some of the settings on my phone. I disabled some of the animations, like as it goes from like menu to app to app, stuff like that. And now it actually goes a lot faster, like between transitions. It's pretty crazy. I'm like, oh, I could see why you put in animations. It's so that people could have time to think and react. Oh gosh, we're doing all sorts of no good here. But yeah, I prefer the speed. I'm alright with how fast it operates. Like I was like, because I'm used to where it's like, sure, you take off like animations and it's a little bit faster, but this one is like, I was like, oh wow. Like if I go to bring up like my the menu to close out, like the apps usually, like it would be an animation, maybe like, you know, like 2/3 of a second, not really realistically long. But now when I bring it up, it's instantaneous. I don't even know if it's measurable. It's just straight up, like it's ready. I'm ready to like it brings it up and it's ready to close programs left and right. I'm like, I can deal with this. It's much faster to operate. I'm like, I don't know why that's not standard, but that's how I would do it. So I was like, I could do this. Like, why do I need animations? One of the other things I looked at is that it has kind of like this. It has like a text fixer, I guess you could say, where it makes text more noticeable and bolder without like severely affecting like. Because you can change settings like across the board, but it usually interferes with like as well in-game apps as well. This one it's like no, it just fixes stuff inside the just text within the operating system and your messages and whatnot. Like it leaves everything else alone, which I'm like, it's actually not bad. Meryl is named after us, but the problem is with the bolding of the text, it also takes out, like, when it comes to, like, if I'm doing, like, a search term list, it highlights some of the text, like, in a blue shade, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. If I turn on this sort of text fixer, it switches it into sort of a white. It changes the text to a white colored with black borders. It's a little weird, a little strange to work with. And I'm just like, nah. Like, not my style. Otherwise, it looks really good, because most of the text, like, inside, like, the settings is actually gray, not a solid black. And I'm like, I would prefer the solid black, but it changes some of the things I actually do like. So that's more stuff I get to try to mess with. I'm just like, you couldn't just keep the blue text that I like to see? But it's a tiny issue. It's not a make it or break it moment. Just would have made it separate features instead. Just be like, oh, you can fix the text, or you can change the color of it. Yep, here we go. Yeah. Not too bad, just... And you see, like, I'm used to, like, you know, you have, like, Windows 10, which I'm like, it's a fine operating system. Like, I prefer Windows 7 still. That's definitely one of my favorites as far as operating systems go. There's a lot of features that I do like about Windows 10, though. Like, it's just a lot more manageable to work with. And there's a lot of troubleshooting that normal people can do by themselves to fix some of the problems, or at least run the troubleshooter and be like, it didn't fix it. Be like, okay, it throws out several options out of the window, but there's several things that are annoying that I'm like, I wish it wasn't a feature. One of the good things I will tell you, Windows 8 is a little bit weird when it comes to going with updates, at least with my computer at the very least, where it doesn't exactly tell me it's got updates. Like, it'll scan for updates, right, as per normal, and be like, oh, there's no updates. However, if I tell it to look for updates, then all of a sudden there will be updates. I'm like, really? Windows 10's a little bit better, but it does tend to... it tends to try to download updates without your permission, and sometimes I'm like, I don't need you to update those programs because I'm not using them. So, it's a little bit better now, where at least I can see the updates it wants to go through, and typically I'm just like, fine, I give up, you do your thing. But at least it gives me a little bit more control than like what 8 does, in that sense, where I'm like 8 still has options to go with, but yeah, Linux has come quite a big ways, that's for certain. And there's a lot of things like you can do, like if you're really talented, you can do some pretty good stuff with it. I still prefer using a Windows computer just because, my games are going to work on it. There's a lot of, especially like with Windows 10 and Xbox now sort of having, sort of joining hands in the sense that some games that you purchase on one system can be played on the other system. Like, it makes a lot more sense in that regard for me because it's got it adheres to different types of people who use computers. It's no longer just an office machine, as it were, if that makes sense. Like, they've done a good job with it. It's definitely an improvement over Windows 8. Like, I wasn't a fan of Windows 10 at first. I'll be the first one to admit that. But it's had some nice features set up, and it's made it a little bit easier where even us folks who know how to like to go into the belly of the beast and try to make it work better, it gives us a little bit more freedom. Certainly more than my Windows 8 has. They've made it a little bit difficult for me to try to fix it to make it better. Yeah, nice way to spice up life. Most of my things I do with the computers can't be done with Linux. As far as Linux coming out of the box, I have to do a lot of stuff to make it. I have to do a lot of insider stuff within the Linux operating system to make it run the Windows stuff I want to use. And it's like, well, I might as well just have a Windows computer if I have to go that route. Like, no real sense doing that. Not to mention, yeah, because there was a, like, especially when it was Windows 8 and not Windows 8.1, I was just like, oh Nelly. I'm like, you cannot do. I'm like, the Windows 8 operating system worked really well, only as a tablet. Am I doing a normal fight? I thought this was a trainer fight. No, it's gotta be a trainer fight. The music's different. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I feel less sad about that fainting now. But yeah, Windows 8 was just like, it's like, oh, you use it like a tablet mode, and it's like, that's really great if you're on a tablet or a phone. Really terrible if you're on a computer and you would like to actually do stuff. And so Windows 8.1 eventually came along and they're like, it's a desktop again. Like, thank you. And clearly something went wrong with Windows 9 when they were trying to develop that and just went straight for Windows 10. Yeah, no, I'm super happy like that they eventually came out with 8.1, because 8 made no sense as a computer user. And thankfully Windows 10, they were like, alright, let's just make this as Windows 7 as possible with new features. So I'm like, I'm pretty happy with what you've done so far. I'd like to see what happens in the future. They did. I'm not too particularly happy about this, but they forced me to have Microsoft Edge, their new high-tech internet browser, which I'm like, look, that's cute and all, but it doesn't transfer like all my login stuff on my computer, all my bookmarks I have. The login stuff is the big one, because it's much easier for me to use my Chrome and just have my account synced up, where like if I change something or add something on my Chrome on my Windows 10, like a bookmark for instance, I know I can log into my Chrome account here on my laptop and I can find that bookmark again. It's very easy to transfer information if I find, like, if I'm looking for like streaming stuff, tips and whatnot, if you will. I can bookmark something on my Chrome web browser, and I know I can get back to my Windows 10 computer, load up Chrome, find that bookmark, and seamlessly find what I'm looking for again, and be able to apply the knowledge I've got and get to where I was before. And I'm like, I would rather stick with that than try to go across try to switch to a new web browser. Yeah, it's very nice. And especially like now that I have an updated phone, it's even easier that I can keep across my multiple accounts and keep stuff organized as well. One of the other things as well is like, so I have like, I'll use like I use my account for like I use my streaming account sometimes to go look for like I'll watch like StarCraft pro players like playing good games of StarCraft, and it's nice to know that I can find like a video like on my phone on YouTube, like watch it, pause it, go to like the Xbox and continue the video on my Xbox through YouTube there, even if I have to go through my history to go load up the video again. Like, it's nice to see this. It's nice to have this sort of consistency now, where I'm like, I don't have to lose progress just because I've logged into a new device, as it were. There we go, just run away. But yeah, no, technology's come quite a long ways. Integration done right indeed. Can't complain. Gotta get some more water, though. Alright, an electrode, alright. Don't think we've actually seen you before, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright, good. It's a critical hit. That's all one needed. But yep, nope, loving where technology's at right now. Seeing what's gonna happen later on. Oh, I will say, there's a new game on the Switch called Pokemon Cafe, and it's a game which utilizes only the touch screen of the Switch, so you have to play it in essence mobile style. But it's a cute little game. It's a puzzler type of game, I guess you could say, kind of along the similar lines of like Bejeweled, like way back in the day. But it's a cute little game. It's got a very unique art style, especially for a Pokemon type of game. But yeah, no, you should check that out on the Switch. Surprised it doesn't have a mobile version of it, but it is what it is. And the problem is because it's only playable in touchscreen mode. Yeah, it's a very, like, it's not a very difficult game. You pick up the mechanics of it pretty quickly, but it's a fun little puzzler type of game. But yeah, it's worth at least checking out, and because it's free, like, ooh, hello there. Hello, big guy. Like, because it's free, it's not really losing anything. But it's a fun game. I just can't stream it / record it because it only plays in mobile mode. So, I'm like, well, it's either that or try to use some third-party software to try to make that work, and there's no way I'm going to use third-party cables to try to record stuff on a mobile Switch. Not happening. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's got future plans, but I didn't see it. It could be that it's one of those released first is on the Switch and then makes its way. Because I'm like, this game would be perfect for smartphones. I did hear of a rumor though that Nintendo's going to soon bail out on any more mobile type games, that they're just going to focus back on their own platform. So we'll see. Just a rumor. Nothing much to it. Yeah, no, it's a cute game otherwise. It does well. Luster Purge. Because unfortunately you hit pretty hard. But I did not hit hard enough. Yep. Pokemon Cafe mix. Because normally, what it should do is just immediately pop it up for me. I'm like, with the couple of Pokemon games I do have on my phone, like, it should immediately. Well, let me tell you, it's immediately giving me card game. It's not a good sign. Yeah, it doesn't show up on my thing. At least not yet. It could be the phone needs an update or whatnot. It's always a possibility. But pretty much every other Pokemon game I can find. Alright, I'm thinking Magnitude? I'm hoping Tiny Tank will survive the night? Okay, that did not work. Okay, I thought he might have woken up. I've been like, no. I haven't moved from my seat. You can't wake up yet. Like, he's well tuned to me. He'll hear explosion noises. He'll hear a gunfire, sleeps through it. He hears me get up from the chair though, like even just me backing up. And he's like, that means it's food time. Right above Pokemon Magikarp Jump. Best game ever. Not surprised, the Pokemon games pretty much have always made it within the top 5 within days of release, like. Because it's Pokemon. Like, it's always gonna do well. Alright. Switch around some more. Yeah, I'll sit down and find it one day. Like, I'm honestly surprised it's just not immediately in my recommendations list. Considering, like, I have Pokemon Go, I have Pokemon Masters, there's the one figurine board game, I forget what it's called, but I have that in my library. You know what, I'm just gonna retreat, I want the experience points for him. I have the Pokemon Home thing. Mine is a beta version, I'll admit. It's not the actual home thing, but I was happy enough to try to test it out and see how it works. But it should be, like, I'm surprised that Google isn't just recommending me Pokemon games left and right. It's like really, I've got it all. Even the Pokemon Shuffle game, like, got that. Tried it all. Although, to be fair, I'll be happy with it on the Switch. And the fact that I still, like, I'd have to see if I could find, because the only way I could realistically stream it is if I did either some sort of virtual, like, desktop, but I would need a Windows 10 computer to do that. That isn't also my streaming computer. And then, or the other option is to see if an emulator has it as well. Because at least I know those exist. I'm very, very accustomed to emulators at this point. And I know they exist. But that'd be the only way I could realistically ever stream it. Here we go. Alright, let's make sure everybody... The worst part is we're like at the halfway point and we need to retreat. It's so sad. It's so sad. Gotta go do some more healing up here. Oh, my shoulders are feeling a little stiff. Which, like, it's not an unusual thing. Like, I'm usually putting a lot of weight on the armchairs. Because my arms are so heavy with muscle power. And so shoulders, like, the right shoulder I can deal with. The left shoulder, however, really doesn't want to do that. Really doesn't want to do that. Yep, that's the same. But that's the same screen that shows up also on the... It's that old age thing, indeed. Indeed. It's catching up to me. When I had to climb over the 3 sets of guardrails to get the Bagoon, I was like, whew, I'm no longer 29. Nice. Yep, I probably have to update. Go through updates on the phone to make sure that it's compatible. Because that sometimes happens. Sometimes you need like an operating system updates so that it can use newer apps that get released. Alright, thank you for retreating, Tiny Tank. I desperately want you to level up, and you're so slow about it right now. You're so slow. Doesn't help that we keep finding all these Pokemon. And considering that they're several levels lower than us, you'd think we could run away from them. Easily. Or that they would stop. Ooh, hello there. We have your big brother Gyarados. And at least with these Magikarps, they also have randomized moves, which means they can actually be a little bit scary. They still have poor stats, but it is what it is. Moving on. All I want to do is have some fun. Alright. Just let me... Oh, wait. So, remember when I said that we were going to get a bicycle? So somebody did not tell me to go grab a bicycle. I blame OBS because at the time I had to fix it, which was I had to fix it on my way to Cerulean City. And it only just occurred to me now that I could have been bicycling indoors, but no. No, or at least inside this tunnel. But nope. So we need to go grab Fly. Luckily it's not that far off once we get through this tunnel. Like, realistically. Everyone knows now. Alright. Alright. Just mosey on through. I think there's an item down here. Hang on. Hold up. Because we need all these items. And then run. Man, if Tiny Tank faints before we get into another battle. Alright, there may not be an item down here. I might be wrong. Just pure sadness. No, you can't run away from a Magikarp. He's not even in water. Tiny Tank. Too large to run away. Oh. Core shoulder. Right one I'm okay with being sore. I can deal with that, but the left one, that one I don't need. Alright, not only did it use Wish, but I can't even run away from it. It's full, it's fine. No! Tank! No! No! We healed so you could get... Ugh, no. Now I run away. Ugh. My life is ruined. Alright. Just gotta... We have this whole section too. That's great. Show this. I don't know if this girls can see me. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Yes. Alright. Just casually walk on through. Yep, she can see me. She's got eyes. Alright. Ugh. We were so close, Blissey. All you had to do was not let wild Pokemon knock you out. Witch King indeed. Alright. Go with a Luster Purge. Oh, nice. That's not actually bad. Good old Thrashing. Do a Thief next. And boy, oh boy. A Murkrow. Alright, that's scary. I think it's time to use the old Dragon Claw. Why is it that with my Pokemon that have basically the weakest arms tend to have the most physical type attacks to use? Okay, wait, Psycho Boost makes me lower my stuff over time? Yeah, reduces the... It's basically overheat. And I would rather have Luster Purge, because that at least won't affect my stats. Silcoon, we're out and about. Alright. Do a little Icy Wind. Extreme Speed. It's not very fast. Or very strong, I mean. Nice. And we're gonna go dig our way out. Alright. And I think I'm gonna call it quits here. Got stuff to do as well, and I'm sure you're ready to eat some food. But we made some good progress. Got some good chats lighting up here. We'll have to we still have to go through the cave. Next time, gotta do a little bit of spring cleaning here though. Nice. See, I know. I have a sixth sense for these things. And thanks you very much. Always a good time with you guys here. I don't know about Saturday. Again, I'll let you know if I decide to get some streaming done. Saturdays are always unique. Got stuff to do when it comes with 2 other people on a weekend. But again, I'll let you know when that happens. Yep, you two stay safe, healthy as well. I will see you sometime in the future. Enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your weekends. Take care, everyone.